Hello there everybody and welcome to something a bit different to the usual programming of cooking and nonsense on games. We're doing a video log video, yes, a video log video. And we're trying something a bit different now on the channel. We're going to carry on with the cooking and maybe some interesting game stuff if I have some interesting goes on. I've realised that perhaps just uploading 2 hours of me wandering around on Star Wars Old Republic isn't always the most interesting content that I could be making. And with the cooking, I really enjoy it. There's sort of two, not problems, but things I have to consider when making cooking videos. One is obviously cost. I am but one person, a student in fact, obviously, so that sort of speaks for itself when it comes to cost. And the other thing is that and this sort of relates to cost, is that I have to eat the stuff. And as you've probably noticed, in every video, apart from the chicken korma, which was 3 portions, every other one has been 5 or 6 portions of food that I've made. That then, this is sort of behind the curtain, will go into the freezer, and then over the space of a week or 2 weeks, I'll get through that. So that's something to consider as well when I make these videos, is that I can only cook as much as I eat. So, you know, those portions last yay amount of time. I can't go around. So the alternatives are, I could start doing ones where it's just one portion wonders. And I'm gonna do, I have got some ideas for sort of things that I could do in a one portion wonders thing. And the other thing that I've got to consider is that, you know, because I'm cooking it, I'm eating it, it's got to make sense cost-wise for me. You know, I put these videos on YouTube and I enjoy doing it and all that, but, you know, we don't get a penny from doing it. It's just, you know, for my little bit of entertainment and just to perhaps, you know, maybe, as I've said, inspire to try, give it a go, or just to show sort of other students how, you know, home cooked meals don't have to be dear or whatever. They can be very cost effective. Another thing to note is that, you know, I am still holding my mobile, which is what I'm recording on, in my hands. I have got a tripod that's arriving maybe today, maybe tomorrow. So with cooking videos, I think we can up the quality a bit by doing that. So yeah, anyway, first in this vlog series I'm doing is going to be a little room tour of my room in university, where I am at the moment. As you can, hopefully I didn't cause you to be dizzy. So yeah, I'm sat in my, well, I can't really see it that well, but I'm sat in the chair which I sit in every day. Is, you know, a good, you know, if you've got a room like this, it's got to have a good chair in, especially if, and let's see, how do I turn the camera around? I don't know how to, so, right, so I'm gonna jump cut now, and you're going to be looking the other way. There we go. So, especially if you're in front of a computer, and as you can see here, I mean, this is sort of my some of my main pages open: BBC News and the football subreddit. And I suppose we best start the room tour with sort of where I sit most of the time. This is, you know, where I'll spend, you know, a good majority of, you know, my time in my room is here in this seat. I do all my work here on this desk. If I've got to do anything, I'll just push the keyboard back, and anything manually by hand, and anything computer work, I can obviously do it here. So, you know, we've got a nice comfy seat to sit on. I'll show you that in a minute. And 2 monitors here. I won't, you know, babble on about the computer for too much, but, you know, it is, you know, something that's important to me. So this is my secondary monitor, and as you probably noticed, it is bigger than the first one, both 1080p, but the difference is that this one's 144 hertz. So that's why this one is my main one, because you can use it to play games on, and, you know, it's just a lot smoother, you know. So mouse and keyboard here, I just got some, I don't know, it was on Amazon, 30 quid for the lot. Yeah, I like, and it's a mouse that I've used before. It's got quite a nice sort of ergonomic feeling, I suppose you could say. I don't know, I don't really know what the word means, but it's quite nice, and it's fairly weighty, and that's what I like in a mouse. I did have Death Adder Chroma, which was my favourite mouse, but that conked out on me after like a year and a bit, and I just haven't bought one since. Wireless charger over there, and down here, don't know if you can see it that well, is the machine. I'll open up the door so you can have a look inside. In there, again, I don't want to, I'll just tell you the two most important bits: processor and graphics card. So the processor in there is a AMD Ryzen R5 2600X, and the graphics card is an NVIDIA GTX 1080. Anyway, that's the computer talk over. We'll get back to other stuff. So to the left here, I have, you know, you've got to have gubbins to your left, things that you might need to access. And I know this looks very cluttered on my desk, but that's just sort of how I like to be. So here we have the Chuckle mug, a little bit dirty because I've had coffee in it this morning. Looks like Paul Chuckle's crying coffee almost. As featured in many of my other videos, the Chuckle mug. I do have other mugs that I do like to use. This one and this one. This one's self-stirring. And I am in the market at the moment for a glass mug, which I do want to get, just 'cause I don't know why I quite like the look of them. Here is just a normal glass that I'll have squash or lemonade in. And here's a little espresso cup. More on that later. Sat behind it, we have bottles. Now, I'm not a big fan of keeping bottles of alcohol or whatever when I'm done with them, but the ones that are empty here, I just haven't chucked out yet. So I've got, this was red wine, bourbon, red wine and port. Things I like. Here's a little Stormtrooper lamp, which if I press it, makes a little noise. Oh, I press it again, it turns off. Bit of a can of compressed air, just to dust the computer and stuff. Paracetamol tablets. I've been getting quite a few headaches recently, so I've kept these up here on hand, and acids just to help with that. Behind it, there's an actual jar of coffee in there. 2 reed diffusers, some sticky labels, 2 decks of cards. Top one used exclusively for euchre, and the bottom one for anything. Little cafetiere and a lamp. I don't have the cafetiere in the kitchen and the coffee in the kitchen at the moment, and you'll see why in a minute. Down here I've got assorted paperwork and then random gubbins at the bottom. Over there in the corner, that's an external hard drive. It's not a quick one, it's big, it's clunky, but it's got a lot of old data on that I don't need to access very often. Alright, so behind me on my desk is the bed, of course. It's where I sleep, as you'd imagine. Over there in the corner, if you can see that, it's quite a nifty feature, is actually a light switch. So I can turn on that light above there, and I can turn on that light up there. But the only thing I use it for is turning off the one in the ceiling. I don't ever turn on the one on the wall because it's very harsh if I'm led in bed at night. So what I'll do is I'll turn on this little lamp here, look, and that's quite a nice soft light for the evening. Something else you may have noticed is that there are paper chains knocking about, sort of around the ceiling-y bit. I put them up for Christmas and come back after Christmas and just start to take them down. I don't mind them up. It's, you know, adds a bit of colour to the room. It's quite bland otherwise. To my left here is the window overlooking a main road. There was like a big derelict building. Oh, there's a tram going by there, which you can't see. Anyway, there was a big derelict building over there, but it's now been demolished. That's why you can see like the construction workers or the diggers or whatever just, you know, digging the ground. I don't know what they're doing. All right. So then let's move to my right here. So I've got some change, wallet, a couple of pens, screwdriver, and a calculator. No math student's desk should be without one. Orange squash. I like my orange squash. Over here is me Amazon Alexa. Yeah, I can say it because it ain't plugged in. I do use it fairly frequently. I just haven't. I just unplug it overnight and I just unplugged it in today because I haven't used it. And it means that I can say, Alexa, and it won't, have a go at me. Here is a coffee machine. That's what I'm going to talk about last, I think. I got a little pin board here with lots of nice things on, nice pictures and everything. Yeah, I've got paper covering up some because it's got like personal details on, so I don't want to show that, to be honest. By the coffee machine, I got a nice, fake IKEA flowers in a Star Wars picture. This one does light up if you plug it in. I just don't have a spare USB plug to put it in. Orange crates that I haven't found a use for yet. Two there that I have. Here is, well, there's some cardboard recycling that I'm filling up and I'll take out when it's done. I know it's not that nice to have just a bin liner knocking about for a bin, but the thing is that the bin that come with the room was blooming tiny, so I thought, well, I'll do that and I'll just fill it up and take it out every now and again. I don't really mind having it knocking about. So the desk extends on this way and we get into what I could call Gubbins corner. Just nonsense, some bog roll, some paper. I've got like a ream of paper there, a model that I haven't rebuilt, I took up with me, some pens and stuff, and just random gubbins. Bottle of Mr. Sheen. Yeah, everybody needs a bit of polish in their life, Here's my calendar. As you can see, it's February. We'll leave that. Up here, just some. We've got model of a tank that I done. A little model that I quite like, and behind the Pritt stick there, we've got USS Voyager and a Galore class. Very nice. Moving to the right here, got a little Spurs shelf. We've got the little Spurs in a frame, and here's the signed picture of Hugo Lloris. Lovely. And at the top, we got like some books and some other gubbins up on the top there. All right. I also missed out above the computer. We have got this little Carl Pilkington quote that they sold at the SU one time. Wonderful. Now, if we look this way, if we step back, we can actually look at that all in all over there. And down there, we got some drawers with random gubbins in, like wires and just nonsense, to be honest. Wardrobe, again, fairly self-explanatory that. With some wrapping paper that I haven't chucked away, and some dustpan and brush and the scales. On the top there, I normally keep towels, but I need to wash them. I've got one there, but I need to wash the rest. And I've got some board games up there. Monopoly, Categories, and a pub quiz game. Over there is a laundry basket in my bag. And here's like a fairly big mirror. Alright, you can see me there. Hello. Here is jacket, coat, sort of stuff over here. It's quite nice. Laundry thing for when I need to dry my laundry. Umbrella in the corner. A couple of pairs of trainers. And now I think we're going into the bathroom. It is wet in here because I haven't that long had a shower, to be honest. So in the bathroom, might be a bit more echoey in here. Shower as it comes. Got some gubbins over there. I need some more air conditioner because I've run out. Little scrunchy thing that, oh, I dropped it. Oh, never mind. That you use to wash. Again, another mirror over here. So you got stuff. You got two. Oh, bloody hell! All right, we'll leave it. We got toothbrush. Got backup toothbrush. Got backup toothbrush. And other gubbins up here. Wash sink, toilet, fairly self-explanatory. And if I'm honest, I think that's everything other than the door. I mean, again, door's a door, isn't it? Right. I think that is everything. So that's my room where I'm knocking about. I do like it here. It's a nice room. This is fairly well organised. Well, very well organised for it. Sometimes it's a bit more it's more cluttered and messy usually, but I thought I'd give it a good show. And so yeah, that's the room. Now then, I'm just gonna focus in on the coffee machine. because I'm a, you know, I like my coffee a lot. And so I got introduced, I got converted, so to speak, to an espresso coffee machine. I do very much love it. And so if you're not interested, what I'll say is you can turn the video off here, don't bother with this bit. If you do want to see how it works, I'm going to make a coffee in it now, alright? So if you are leaving, ta-da. If you are sticking around the coffee machine, that's lovely. If you are leaving now, maybe skip to the end, because I am going to have like a little more of an outro bit. Hopefully I won't whistle on too much, but yeah, we'll do the coffee machine now. See you in a sec. Alright, here's the Nespresso machine. See here, you've got like the main body of it. You've got water tank at the back there. I've got just above the minimum amount of water in it. The first thing you're going to want to do is press the little thing up. That starts it heating up. Now we're going to make a little espresso here. We're going to make one of these Cafe Istanbul ones. So let's just take out a pod and I'll just show you what it looks like. These ones smaller because they're espresso pods. These ones are quite fancy because they're limited edition. But you can see there on the bottom there's almost like a barcode. When you put that in the thing, it will scan it so it knows sort of what to do with it. Right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to press up. And in fact, I think there should be a pod in there so you can watch one go into the bin bit at the back. Yeah, look. It sits in the bin. Alright, so then you just put your pod in. Press that down. And now I'm going to just move this little drip tray up onto the top one so that the espresso cup sits nicely there. Okay. Now, I like sweeteners in it, so I'm going to put 3 sweeteners in my espresso. And now this green ring, this ring is, when we first told it to warm up, it was like sort of going round and round and round. When it's fully green, it's ready to go. I mean, you can push it before it's ready to go and it'll just wait until it's done. But now that's done, we push it. And if you give it a second, I don't know how noisy it is for you, but it's just a sort of a gentle humming noise at the moment. And here comes the coffee. There it is. Maybe this is like ASMR or whatever that is. Just listening to the coffee machine. I'll come back a bit, because if you don't like it, then you don't like it. But yeah, it's an espresso, so it's just a small one. I have a teaspoon on hand here that I just keep. So we'll wait for it to finish. You hear a little clunk, and then there you go, and then you know it's done. And you can press up, and the pod goes in the bin. Mine actually needs filling. I don't know if you can see that. Sorry, not filling, emptying. And those bags out there are recycling bags. So then espresso people will take them back. So we'll just swap hands. Take our little thing. Give it a little swirl. You can lick off the little thing. Lovely. And there we have a little espresso. Oh yeah, really hits to spot that. So then, that's the coffee machine, and that's the room. So this is the first of these video log series of videos. Again, I don't know how many I'm going to do. I'm going to do some about student money saving, student travel money saving in particular. I do want to talk about some of my frustrations with it and some of my tips and advice. So all I will say is, if you liked the video, maybe put a thumb up on it. If you didn't like the video so much, put a thumb down on it. As I say, always got to have your critics. Again, any suggestion for what you think would be a good sort of thing, maybe have a chat about, or you want to see go like maybe day in the life of. I know on the last video, Johnny commented, said maybe do a day in the life of. I think I might do. The interesting thing with that is what day, because you know, maybe a little bit different depending on what day I pick. But I think I might do a day in the life of, maybe at some point, not soon, because that one's going to take a bit of prep and a bit of thinking about. So yeah, that's my university room tour and vlog number 1. I very much hope you enjoyed this. As I've said, thumb up or thumb down if you don't like it. If you do want to stay in touch, hit the red subscribe button, wherever that may be, because I don't know what you're watching this on. And if you're so inclined, press the little bell button and you'll get a little thing saying, "Oh, maybe have a look at this video," because it's out there. And I know YouTube is a bit temperamental telling you about stuff. Anyway, I'm wittering on. So that's all from me. See you later.